And look at this, it's an absolute stripe show. Immediately, the compression on the ball.
This is the bit when I've watched on the videos,
Yeah.
the bit that worried me with the jumping. Because
Cool.
like I say, it looks like it's a jump, but then when you watch the shots, you can't see anything discernibly different. You know, and I think that's the secret, isn't it? Because obviously you couldn't play a shot if you was going, you know.
It's not about how much range you can get into. It's about force velocity. So it could be small ranges, but moving quickly through those ranges. We're going to get vertical force, and that's what, well, vertical force not only contributes to momentum and power, but it also accelerates rotations. So I'm just going to go up and down, right? But notice these internally rotate, and then as I extend, they come back to neutral, but they are externally rotating.
Yeah.
So when we are here and we have dropped, let's say, and then that sort of jump, that pop, then watch this.
Right.
So it's not about me really trying to twist my pelvis.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I'm just kind of popping up and I get the rotation for free.
And it clears anyway.
Yeah, exactly. When we're in the heels and then we're about to go forward into the balls and the toes, we're going to do it with a little bit of speed now, not loads, but just a bit of speed. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, awesome. Got it that time.
Yeah.
As in, what happened is you went up. So the pressure in the feet goes forwards, well done. And you go up. And that's brilliant. It's great balance. So that's a rotational force from the ground. It isn't rotation, it's a rotational force. So it's a force our body can use to help it rotate. Awesome. Now notice, keep going for me as I'm talking, notice how the board is tipping at pretty much the same time as the club is swishing at the bottom. So can we now, if I step in, you take a 10-second break, can we get this board tipping before the club moves? So the club is actually moving in response to the board going. So just get it swinging and then you'll well, and there's the sportsman in your peep. Does it straight away. Why don't you just do that to start with?
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you love the coaching and want to experience the effects of the training that you see with our pupils, you can purchase the GRFI system yourself by following the link in the video description. You'll get all the equipment and a 2-hour download covering all the fundamentals, exploring your movement and how you can use the ground and create those all-important ground reaction forces and transfer them through to club head speed and experience the gains that you're seeing in the videos.
Well done. Nice one.
That's the one.
Beautiful strike that. Okay, and we're now up at 150 on the carry. Nice, and then you adjusted. Because obviously that last one, you separated the face and path more. Since you've been striking it a lot better, since you've been getting the shift earlier, whereas earlier, let's say, I don't know, 10% of them hung out to the left, straight to the bush.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more like 40% now.
Yeah.
It's more frequent that that's happening because the club's coming a lot later,
Yeah.
right? It used to kind of arrive at the ball at the same time as your body,
Yeah.
let's say,
Yeah.
right? Like this. Whereas actually now you're more like this. You've shifted more and rotated more. And so what's actually happened is instead of being straight on at the ball like this has happened.
Right.
You're more rotated, but notice what happens to that club face
I see. Yeah.
when I'm more rotated, more open. And the thing is, in the past, you've used your early release to square the club face up. So what we're going to need to do is look at a mechanism for getting that club face rotating, closing, whilst it is still lagged behind you.
Is that a flip release then, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bit of. Don't worry about it. Everyone's got a flip
Yeah.
and a roll.
Right.
Well, everyone should have a flip and a roll. It's just we don't want it happening here like this.
Yeah.
We want it happening when we are here, and then the flip roll comes. But it's not a flip roll because it's just so late. It's a perfect release.
Yeah.
You'll recognise this movement because you use it for leverage in your swing, and you'll also recognise this a little bit.
Yeah.
But what you might not recognise so much of is, let me twist your wrists, as in keep a nice grip on it, that's it, this.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are scared, almost, to use this, because they're like, oh well, you've got to time that then, haven't you? It's like, you've got to time everything in that. You've got to time your pressure shift, you've got to time when you're releasing it, you've got to time your rotation, you've got to time your vertical. You don't, the body's going to take care of it for you. In the same way as when you play a tennis shot and you play your topspin forehand, you do that, right? And it's kind of closing, yeah, it's closing all the way through the swing, and then the rate of rotation increases the closer you get to the ball. But no one really says, oh, play a forehand topspin. Oh, you can't do that, because then you've got to time it. Take it in your right hand and then have it to the left hand side of your body like this, on this side of your body. That's it. And then what I want you to do is, yeah, so can you swing it straight ahead but let the face rotate? Yes. Okay, so now, yeah, it cannot go that side of my club. It can't go that side. So have a go. And it's got to, so yeah, it's a good effort, but you're more swinging it on like a baseball. So can it go up and, can it swing up and down? Yeah, that's better. When you're using that release, it kind of takes the swing direction with it. So as soon as I've started to release it, and you've had to do it early to get this anywhere near square, notice it takes it way left. It's very difficult to play a draw with this release. It's much easier and more powerful to play it with this release. So yeah, and now in my direction over here. Well done, well done, great stuff. So hold it there, brilliant. So notice you haven't used the flexion and the extension. What you've used is a pronation and a supination. Awesome. And that allows you to swing it in any direction you so choose and close the face. We know the middle of this hoop is roughly 150.
Right.
So in order to have a swing direction to the left of 150 so we can draw it back on, you're going to swing in this direction. Yeah, perfect. I know obviously you didn't strike it, but shot shape wise, lovely.
Yeah, the club there was like...
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, very good. Obviously haven't struck it your best, but the shot shape is brilliant. Well done. That's really good, and you did something very different on that swing. And again, that's just coming back to the intuitive sportsman in you. Fantastic. Really, really good. So rotate back to me, that's it. So now this is going to stay where it is, Pete, but you're going to shift onto the other side of the board. When you shift, you're going to fall into it, much like you did when we were doing those exercises. Fall into it. So up here and then fall. And then when you're up there, that's it. Now you're going to extend the right leg to let this rotate through. Essentially, we're just separating the shift from the rotation, right, a little bit. Oh, Pete. It's just really good. That wind off the right that's getting up just stopped. Did you see how that was drawing nicely and then it just straightened up? So now then, I guess with this wind, yeah, because look at the trees, it's getting up a bit. Adjust the swing direction a bit more in. So not quite as far wide, because if we want to draw it back onto the 150, we'd either have to hit a very, very strong draw, or we just manoeuvre ourselves around so that we don't start it quite so far left of the 150. Oh, that's beautiful. How does it feel to you?
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just, like I say, it's like night and day. I just, from them first few swings where I was just seemed to put so much effort into it, and it's like the strikes was boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 different strikes and 3 different shots.
Yeah.
And that is the frustrating thing, because I've played at a decent level, and then I've obviously had a few illnesses, injuries and stuff, and I'm sort of trying to work my way back to that level again, but there was no way I could do it myself. Because, like I say, I just bamboozled myself with science watching YouTube, and people saying, do this, this. You know, and I thought I needed something like this for someone to look at my individual movement patterns, and
which are very good. Yeah. They're so rich and you're so well attuned to them that you've got the skill set. Absolutely. It was a bit of conceptualization, so changing maybe your concept of it, and then just freeing up some movement. But actually, I think mostly what we've done is just connected you with your movement a bit more. So connecting, well, if I do this, what effect does that have on this golf shot? So really, you had all the movements, you're able to adjust the timing better than most. But the real critical part is that we've really connected your movement with the golf shot.
Just a bit heavy.
Yeah, nice shape to it. Obviously, with the heavy strike, we just lost 10 to 15 yards maybe. So then just come back and have a practice swing in this area. I just want you to step away from the ball. That's it.
Yep.
Oh man, Pete, that's just so good. Doesn't get much better than that. I love that as well because it's so gratifying as a coach to watch someone do what you've just done. Play a shot, get the feedback from it, come here, make adjustment, because it's just showing me that you have absorbed everything we're doing, and it's a complete display of how what I've just described of you connecting your movement to the golf shot. So we had a golf shot, it wasn't exactly how we did it, it was 95% there, 90-95% there. You came back, you made your adjustment in your mind, you confidently walked up to the ball, executed it, it was 10 out of 10, perfect. So really well done. Right, big dog.
Let's have a go with this. This is an old practice.